Hello, my name is John Millwood. I spent a lifetime working in various forms of medical care. I started off in the health service, and after many years I realised that it was not working properly, therefore I sought alternatives. And I've now, for the last many years, been practising alternative medicine. This, I think, gives me an insight, very much so, into the failings of the health service. I've also spent over 20 years in local and county politics. 8 years as a non-executive director of the NHS Hospital Trust. I think this gives me probably even more of an insight into the way the country is being run very badly at the moment. In fact, I'm a cynic, and probably more cynic than most people about the state of affairs in this country. However, there always are opportunities, and I believe that the disastrous budget actually gives us opportunities to see if we can improve things. Firstly, the health service. That's been gobbling up resources year after year in increasing amounts. The results have been increasing failings, and people seem to think that by pouring money in it will come right. Obviously now the lessons are such that it will no longer come right without a radical rethink. The real secret is that the health service turned its back on prevention many years ago. And more than that, it ensured that there was no way that doctors could actually practice prevention, because they took away from doctors the facilities for the tests that would do that. So if we did that, we would immediately start saving money, we'd immediately improve the health of people, and what practice was needed within the health service would be of a very high standard. You only have to look at other countries to realise that this is a real possibility. The other changes, I think, much more cosmetic, but nevertheless would have great electoral appeal. Firstly, we look at Parliament. Now, there's no doubt at the moment that the view of politicians is that it stinks. They're all in it for themselves, and as we've seen the expression so often, snouts in the trough. If we started with Parliament, and it certainly applies to local authorities too, the first thing to do is to reduce the number of members. Many of them have got a sufficient role to keep them out of mischief. We attract all the wrong sort of people, and we have very few people of actually high quality calibre that you need to run a country in this 21st century. I think keep them busy, ensure we have good quality people, and keep them out of mischief. Then I think you find that the opportunities to get into mischief would be reduced. Same thing applies in local government. There have been reforms of local government, and less people have a real on-hands touch in the local council. Many of the others have got to invent roles for themselves, and again it leads to mischief. So that, I think, would be a very popular move. The other thing I think that would have great popular appeal would be to reduce the amount of money we spend in Europe, which is, I think most people would agree, is a waste of time. The important thing is in a democracy that we have a referendum on our own, and I think that would be perhaps the greatest effect on people, the fact that they had the chance to influence things. We all, I think, resent the Iraq War, which we had no choice in, and we think we got there under spurious circumstances. And therefore I think the other sort of thing that might appeal to voters would be to banning the ID card. So all in all, even a bad budget gives people the opportunity of appealing to people, to get them in the right attitude, and therefore I think would be a much better country. So even bad budgets give opportunities, and I think instead of wringing our hands, we look at the opportunities both to improve the finances and to appeal more to the voters of this country. Thank you.